up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we're doing the what's next on Ryan Garcia, the undefeated and top lightweight or super lightweight junior welterweight contender, who on July 16th returned with a dominating fifth or sixth round TKO of former champion Javier Fortuna. Great performance from Ryan as he continues to move forward. This fight took place at 140 pounds, and after the fight, Ryan said 140 is where he's at now. Now, he also said that he's down to move back to 135 to fight Tank. Now, remember, this fight with Fortuna originally wasn't supposed to be at 135. It was supposed to be at 135, and Fortuna requested for the fight to be at 140. Ryan agreed, and Ryan looked good and feels strong, and he's always been a big lightweight. But for the purposes of this video, I'm gonna just do both lightweight and junior welterweight 140 as possibilities. I'm gonna run through the top 10s in both real quick and give possibilities on Ryan's next fight, because I think if he's just staying busy, he's gonna stay at 140. If it's a meaningful fight, I think he'll go back down to 135. So we'll see. But let's jump into it. Let's look at the lightweights and see what could possibly be coming up for Ryan next. Now, he just fought July 16th. I'm going to wager you're looking at October, November, December at the latest for Ryan to return. That's what I think. Devin Haney, the undisputed lightweight champion, not going to happen. Haney in October is almost for sure going to be rematching George Kambosos. He's part of that 3-fight deal that he has with Top Rank. So that's what he's going to be doing next. Now, George Kambosos is going to be fighting Devin Haney, so that's not a possibility. Teofimo Lopez, would love to see this fight, but he's with Top Rank. Even though he's moving up to 140, I doubt that this one's a possibility right here, just because of the two, promotions right there. Neither guy talks shit about each other, so there really isn't anything there right now. So I don't see this fight being possible next. Vasily Lomachenko, not going to happen. Loma's likely going to come back. I'm wagering Jeffrey Nakathila is going to get the Lomachenko fight, but it's also Top Rank and DAZN Golden Boy. That's just not going to happen. Gervonta Tank Davis. If there's the most desired fight, it's against Tank. And he's already said, Mayweather said that Ryan Garcia can move back down to 135 and get the fight. And Ryan said he'll fight him at any weight. So I really believe that if the stars align and these promoters can get out of their own way, I'm talking about De La Hoya and Golden Boy and DAZN, and work with Showtime and the PBC and Mayweather, and give a piece of the pie, spread it all around, and everybody gets involved, that this fight can be made. But I'm leaning towards the less likely. I just don't think, until they prove me wrong, I don't think the promoters and the networks are going to get together for this. So we'll see. Joseph Diaz Jr. Joseph Diaz has already called Ryan out for November. He says he wants to fight him in November. Now, the question is I think Diaz would be down to fight him at 140, but what does that do for Ryan? If Ryan were to fight him at 135, yeah, Diaz is coming off of a loss last year to Devin Haney, but if Ryan could go out there and knock him out where Devin Haney couldn't, it might, give a good arguing point for Ryan right there. But outside of that, what does that really do for Ryan Garcia to go out and defeat Joseph Diaz, especially if they fight at 140? Because Diaz is a guy that just in the last few years has moved up all the way from 126. He went from 126 to 130 and then to 135, all within a few years. And, he's a small guy at 135. So him moving all the way up to fight Ryan at 140, even though this fight is easily made because they're both Golden Boy guys, I just don't see what it does for Ryan. But that's not to say that it won't happen, because Diaz does have a name. The Mexican fan base will follow this fight. And, Ryan's probably going to win by a knockout in a lot of people's eyes. So, and Diaz is unafraid. That's the one thing we could say, is Diaz is unafraid, and he'll get in there and mix it up. But if the fight could happen at 135, I think it'd be more meaningful. I think it'd be, people wouldn't look at it as such a blowout and one-sided favorite in Ryan Garcia. So we'll see. Next, Zaur Abdullayev. I could see this fight happening if Abdullayev would be willing to come up a little bit. I'm not sure Ryan's going to come back down to 135 to fight Abdullayev, but Abdullayev is carrying a big stick after stopping Jorge Linares in their fight earlier this year. So I think it's a possibility. I just don't know if Abdullayev is going to be willing to come up to 140 for Ryan, and I don't know if Ryan's going to be willing to come back down to 135 for Abdullayev. So we'll see. Linares, not going to happen. He's coming off the loss. I doubt Ryan would take that. Richard Comey's moving to 140. Isaac Cruz, I mean, if the fight with Cruz and Ryan could be made, it'd be great, but I don't see it happening. I really don't. They were ordered to fight in an eliminator and couldn't get the fight done. So I don't see it. Jeremiah Nakathila, not likely. I think he's going to land a Loma fight. And Gustavo Limos, coming off the knockout of Lee Selby, I'm not sure if he's going to want to go in against Ryan, especially if he has to move up in weight. And I'm not sure Ryan's going to want to come down to 135 to fight him. Not sure that's meaningful enough for him. Now at 140 for Ryan, Josh Taylor, unified champion. Not going to happen. Taylor's fighting Catterall, most likely in November. Jose Ramirez, not going to happen. Ramirez is lined up to fight Jose Cepeda for the vacant WBC title at 140. Jose Cepeda, he's lined up to fight Ramirez for the vacant WBC title. Regis Prograis, would love to see it. Doubt the promotions can come together for the fight. I really do. And I don't think Ryan's ready for this kind of an opponent at 140 just yet. Gary Antoine Russell, not likely. The promoter's not going to come together. It's kind of a bad matchup, especially in his only what would be his second fight at 140, so I don't see Ryan taking that one. Sandor Martin. Now, this one could be possible. Martin has fought with DAZN, and when he beat Mikey Garcia and in his return bout back in June, I wouldn't be surprised if Martin locked horns with Ryan next, because he had the win over Mikey, so the fan base would know him. It's a meaningful fight at 140, and it would mean a lot for Ryan. So I wouldn't completely rule this one out. I think it'd be a good test, and I think Ryan might be into it. Victor Postol. If Postol is not tied with the PBC anymore and the fight could be made, I think Ryan would be willing to take it. He's a former champion. He's still a solid fighter, and it would really make a dent if Ryan could go in there and dominate him in more impressive fashion than Gary Antoine Russell, or in more impressive fashion than Jose Ramirez did, or Josh Taylor, who both fought tough fights with Postol. So I wouldn't be surprised if the fight could be made if Postol and Ryan locked it up. Jose Pedraza, not likely. He's fighting Richard Comey next. And then Montana Love. I can see it happen from a promotional standpoint, because Montana Love is with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, and they fight on DAZN. But I really think it's kind of stylistically, it might be a bad matchup for Ryan in his only his second fight at 140. So I'm going to say no. So right now, the most desired fight obviously is Tank Davis at 135. I don't think right now, though, that fight's going to be made. I could see it, but I don't think so. Other fights, Joseph Diaz Jr. or Sandor Martin, I think are the most logical top 10 guys to land a fight with Ryan Garcia outside of, outside of the Tank Davis fight. I just hope he gets somebody good, somebody legit. Again, I would love Sandor Martin because he defeated Mikey Garcia, and I think that would make sense. But we got to wait and see what happens. But that's what I got. That's what's next on the undefeated lightweight or super lightweight contender at 140. Ryan Garcia following his dominating TKO victory over former champion Javier Fortuna. If you like the video, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.